Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Time Is Now podcast. My name is Jody Albert Moss, and my guest is Laura Sheldrick. And Laura works with a modality called emotion code. So, Laura, would you like to take a few minutes and tell us who you are and a little bit about emotion code?
Sure. I'm Laura Sheldrick, and yes, I'm a practitioner of the emotion code. And in case you don't know what that's about, it's a modality based on the idea we all have trapped emotions. These trapped emotions can cause everything and anything from pain, discomfort, ruptures in relationships, you name it. It's the root cause. Trapped emotions are the root cause. So what I do with this modality is, first and foremost, I get your permission. I tap into your energy, your higher consciousness. I find the trapped emotions using a chart of 60 trapped emotions. I muscle test to find the trapped emotion to confirm what I'm already getting. And once I've found it, I'll say it aloud to bring it to your conscious mind. Once it's in the conscious mind, then I'm able to release it. With your assistance, of course, I sweep over the governing meridian, which is from here all the way around to the bottom of your spine. And that will sweep the trapped emotion out of the body. Stuck, stagnant, trapped emotions that no longer serve us. They're just unprocessed emotions, and they cause us all kinds of damage. So that's what I do. And very profound work. I love it. It's my passion. I have been doing this for some time now. The first time I ever came across the program was approximately 20 years ago. And the doctor was, I think he was just coming into it or something. And it was in a Sounds True catalog that I was looking through when we had catalogs in those days. I was flipping through the pages. I was always looking for something. I always knew there was something out there for me to do and grow. Always looking for self-help things and cassettes in those days, books, whatever I could to learn and grow. So anyway, I saw the program. I read what the doctor wrote, and I thought, wow, is that ever interesting? And then I turned the page, and then the universe got me. And so going forward, I'm still struggling, thinking, I know there's something. I know there's something. What is it I'm supposed to be doing? So I saw it again, and as soon as I saw it, I knew this is what I'm supposed to be doing. So I bought the program. I started studying it, and and then again, life got in the way. I put it on the shelf. And within a year, my whole life turned upside down. And when I saw it again, I knew, don't let anything stop you again from doing what you're supposed to be doing. Just go forward. So it's been some time now, and I haven't looked back. I got certified, and I'm just really enjoying it and enjoying the results it gives for people.
Wonderful. You mentioned earlier on there that you work from some charts. Can you explain a little more about the charts? Because the people who view this on YouTube will see the chart, but the ones on the podcast, they won't see anything. They'll just hear it. Maybe
Okay,
describe
sure.
it a little bit.
Yeah, this is a chart, sorry, of 60 trapped emotions that Dr. Bradley Nelson came up with. It's not unlike Louise Hay's work where, there's trapped emotions causing, that come from the mind-body connection. And it relates, each trapped emotion will relate to a body part. And so that's typically where those trapped emotions are being held. And when they're stuck there, that's what causes pain, discomfort, even disease. So what I do is I use this chart. I narrow it down. I'll say row 1, column 3, and it's right here. It narrows it down to 5
So
trapped
that
emotions.
chart's 3 columns, right?
Yes.
And you go down the chart and how do you determine where the blockage is?
I'll use muscle testing and intuitive skill.
Right. Could you explain muscle testing a little bit for the viewers who don't know about muscle testing?
Sure. So muscle testing is based on the idea, again, that our bodies don't lie. So if we do, I use this method where putting the 2 fingers in a circle, and if you try pulling them apart and you're saying something that's positive, that's right, that's congruent with you, ask it a question. My name is Laura, so it'll be tight. when I say that. If I say my name is George, it's going to break apart. That means it's not congruent. It's wrong. It's a lie. So when your body knows when you're lying. That's how profilers and people that are really acute with NLP and all those types of things, they can detect, just even the slightest little tinge, wink, whatever, because the body doesn't lie. It's not unlike a lie detector test even, same idea. So going with that, what I have done to practice it is I've gone out to maybe the drugstore and I want to buy a supplement of some sort, and I'll hold that supplement in my hand and say, is this good for me? And if my body, what I do when I'm in public, I'm not going to go like this, and especially if I'm holding something, I'll stand with it in my hand and I'll close my eyes just for a second. Pay attention to your body. And if you sway forward, it means yes. It means yes, go forward, go to it. If you sway backward, it means no, you're repelled. The answer is no. So that is a form of muscle testing as well. It's really quite simple. Just paying attention to the subtle movements in your body.
So it just takes to another level what is good for you, whether it could be food, medicine, whatever. It's not that it's just recommended, but now you're going to pick the one that's in harmony with you, per se.
Absolutely. Because your body knows. Your higher conscious knows, your subconscious knows, it knows everything. So when you tap into that part of your subconscious, that's where you're going. When you do that, because it's going to tell you, it's going to give you the answers. And it only takes a little bit of practice to get, quite good at it and trust yourself.
Right. So say I'm someone who's interested in emotion code and I've contacted you. Could you talk me through what would happen, the process from connecting with you to having a session?
Okay, well, what happens is once you book an appointment on my website, it'll follow you through a system that asks you, what is the specific reason why you came. It'll ask you to drink water. It'll send you one of these charts that you can follow along and you can print it off for yourself. And then I'm working on getting a video of maybe a meditation for afterwards, for when people are processing. I mean, that's in the process. But so there'll also be a video, a meditation attached to the end when they book a session. So what happens is then they're also sent a link. Once it's paid and it's all gone through, then they're sent a link, a Zoom link, and then we hook up through Zoom face to face. And so when we're at a distance and we're doing it face to face, and I'm in your energy, I will sweep over my governing meridian to release it because I'm in your energy and you've given me permission. And then if we are physically together, then I will do it over yours, over your governing meridian. That's the only difference. So then I will relate to the problem, say, okay, maybe Jody has procrastination. So I'll say, are there trapped emotions that we can release from Jody at this time that's causing procrastination? And then I'll muscle test. And if I get yes, I get yes. And then I'll ask, okay, where's the trapped emotion? And then go to the chart. Is it in row 1, row 2? Is it in A, B? Yeah, that's how I do it. And it narrows it down to the 5. And then I'll say, is it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Or is it all 5? Quite often there's more than 5. In that case, I would narrow it down again even more. Each session is very different, very personal to each person, because it's theirs. It's their, it's very non-invasive as well. They don't need to tell me anything about themselves. In fact, I'd rather not know anything at all about them.
Right. Now, say someone's not good with computers and technology. Can they contact you by phone, or can this be done over the phone?
Oh, absolutely. There's people that I've connected with through actually Facebook Messenger, just a phone call, even just a phone call. Once they email me and I know who they are and fees have been sent, then I will arrange a time for us to get together and we can do it over the phone.
Right. And how long would a session be?
About 50 minutes.
50
Sometimes I go
minutes?
over. Yeah, 50
Right.
minutes. Typically it's 50 minutes. But occasionally, again, I'll go over, not usually, because then that would cut into someone else's time sometimes. But if I'm free, then I will sometimes go over, depending on the person and the situation.
Right. So they would come, they would have a session, and then they would go home, and there, I assume there would be like a processing time period.
So in the session, at the end of the session, I'll ask, how long will that person be processing the work that we just did? And processing simply means like maybe the stickier parts. You know, when you have a sliver in your finger and it gets taken out, it's still a little tender, but it needs to heal. So that's just like the trapped emotions. They are scientifically proven as of balls of energy about the size of a baseball. So when they're removed, there's a space there that was filled before, and now it's not. And so it's also my understanding that light comes in. Now that light is like a knowing, but you still have a little bit of residue, I'll say, from maybe a trauma, or and you'll have memories of it, but it will not affect you or trouble you the way it did in the past. You'll become more resilient, stronger, and able to handle it. You don't do anything that you don't want to do, and if your body is not willing to do the session, like I've had people come, they've only allowed so much of the session to affect them or be results. And I've even had to talk with their egos to make sure, tell them it's safe, well, you're fine. But yeah, so if you're not truly ready to do the work, then you're going to have minimal results. But those that are truly ready and wanting to do the work and just ready to let go of whatever it is that's troubling them, it's amazing. There's profound things happen.
Right. So I know in other modalities, people are mentioning, because we're into the new energies and consciousness is changing, and the whole idea that we're evolving. Have you noticed that when you started Emotion Code, has it changed for you personally? Is there a shift?
Absolutely, absolutely. My intuitive skills have gotten much better. I'm more confident. I would never have thought about talking on Facebook or a podcast or anything like this before. It's just evolved to this point. And then I'm picking up things like feelings and images, which I did before, but I'm more in tune with it now, and it feels much safer, I'm more sure of myself, more confident. I don't question it anymore. At the beginning, I questioned everything, and I wanted to make sure, this was right and that was right. And then after a period of time, it was like, no, you need to do it how you're guided to do it, Laura. You need to do it how you feel that you need to do it. And don't worry about the foundations. You have the foundations. You have what got you started. Now you need to build from that. And that's exactly what I was getting before I even tapped into this program. Was I know there's more out there, and I know this is expanding beyond whatever the doctor ever thought it was going to be. And I know it has for me, for sure.
Interesting. Sounds like it's
Yeah.
helping you get in touch with your intuitive side, your intuitive voice. Your shifting as well. It's helping people. It's pretty
Yeah.
interesting.
Yes.
Okay, Laura, what
Yeah.
could you apply it to
Sorry.
animals?
Absolutely. Yes, I've worked on many animals, children, animals, PTSD. In fact, I had if I can tell you a little story about a cat. Someone called me about their cat, and this cat had kidney stones. And they had just finished spending about $4,000 a few months back on this cat with the kidney stones. And so I could feel that this cat was just terrified. But anyway, what happened was, they said, "Can you do anything for him?" And I said, "Well, let me see." So I tapped in, and the cat actually was terrified because they were going to take him to the vets the next day, and he was going to have an operation that would turn him into a her. He would no longer have his parts. He would just be peeing directly, however that was going to happen, because these kidney stones kept coming. And they couldn't break them down. So if he didn't pass them, they were going to do that. So the husband was getting ready to take this cat to the vets the next day, but so I said, well, let me work on him tonight. So I did. The next morning he went to the vets, and the vet said they're gone. The stones are gone. So it was pretty amazing. I thought, wow, that's great. I never think, okay, you know what, this is going to work and I'm going to do it. No, no, no. That's not how I believe it. I believe it comes through me. It's a gift. And always checking in, making sure that it's not about me or about what I'm doing. It's about whatever's meant for that person or that animal. It's going to come through for them. But I did tap into that cat, and what the problem was is that they had got a dog, and he did not like the dog. He was really jealous of the dog. He didn't want to be anywhere the dog have anything to do with him. So he was quite angry about that. And in Louise Hay's material, as well as Dr. Bradley, when you get into that those trapped emotions, it was all about the kidney, the anger and fear and being peeved and things like that. It settles in the kidney. So it made perfect sense to myself because I'm aware of those things. But just someone that just has an animal that has an issue, they wouldn't necessarily understand all the process of it. It's a lot deeper than than you can see when I'm doing it. Everything I do is for a reason. Repeating things over and over, being repetitive. There's a reason for everything I do.
Interesting. So I'm going to go back to the charts again. Are there other charts that you use, Laura, or do you come to a point with the charts? Maybe it's in the beginning when you start with a new client, and then does your intuitive side take over and start guiding you?
That's interesting, Jody. Thanks for asking that. Just recently, I've been making some major shifts and picking up things before and knowing what the trapped emotion is before I even get to it on the chart. So it's interesting. I use the chart, yeah, as a guideline, but quite often I'm picking it up before it even, and I'm just using the muscle testing to confirm what I'm already getting. I do use other charts. They're not Dr. Bradley's charts, but other charts that maybe for traumas and so forth. You can, or I have developed some of my own that I use. And my sessions are just a little bit different than what I learned because it's evolved, it's growing from what I learned from the foundations of the emotion code. The other thing I want to say is it's shifted to the point where I'm working for the collective as well. I'm releasing trapped emotions that are in the collective.
Can you explain what the collective is?
I believe it's like the universe and beyond. I want to say whatever I'm guided to. Sometimes when I wake up in the morning, I'll say, what is it I'm supposed to be doing today? Where am I going today? Show me. And then I'll see a word, or I'll see somebody doing something, and just I automatically know, okay, that's what it's about. That's what I'm going to work on today. It could be sorrow. It could be self-love. It could be anything. And then what I'll do is I'll say, are there trapped emotions in the collective that I can release today? Or no, I don't say I say we can release, because I call in my team, whoever I'm connecting with, the Christ consciousness, higher powers, whatever you want to call it. I tap in, and so that I believe it just comes through me to do that. And then I get super results. I'm on Clubhouse right now doing that for the collective, and it's pretty amazing.
Yeah,
There'll be a bunch of people come to the room.
Yeah, that gets really interesting because you know a little bit about what I do, and I imagine this emotion code can go into, like, there is no real time, right? So maybe a past life application or a future kind of situation. As long as you are open to tune in, I mean, you could apply this anywhere. You could in the forest, anywhere. It's basically energetic work, shifting energies, right? Releasing energies. Yeah.
Absolutely. So I did one the other night for the winter solstice, and that's a good point, Jody, about the energies of the earth and so forth. So I felt a lot of that coming in the other night as I was working on in the winter solstice. A lot of peacefulness and just gratefulness through it. Just filled my heart. And a lot of people in the room, because in Clubhouse people will come in and then I'll say, you're holding the space. maybe, yeah, we're all connected. You may have these trapped emotions, but it's for the collective, and you're holding the space. So you're getting a healing as well by being there. And whatever's meant for you will come through for you.
I'm going to put you on the spot here, Laura. When's your book coming out?
You know how many people have asked me that? I really need some serious help for a book because I have so many stories, and yeah, I don't know. I've always wanted to write a book, but I just, it's one of those things where you think about it and then you put the thought away, and then you think about it again. It's just been one of those things for me throughout my whole life, actually.
Well, at least you're thinking about it.
Yes.
Is there some special story you'd like to share about emotion code and your experience, or just your journey?
Oh, well, it's been an interesting journey, and I'm just so grateful that I'm able to do it. I'm grateful that people from all over the world with this technology can reach out to me. I mean, I have people from Scotland I've never met, and you can hear it in their voices. You can feel it when you're working with them that you're making a shift, you're making a change for that person. And so I just find that so rewarding, and it just keeps me going, just keeps me wanting doing this, and I feel it's what I'm supposed to be doing. And evolving it, go working with it as I grow. And yeah, I just, and then with all this talk, you know, uh, Bruce Lipton and Joe Dispenza and all of those guys. I mean, the science, I love science and how they're coming together now and figuring things more, well, they have for years, but just bringing it more on layman's terms so people can understand and bring the two together. Because I've always, I've always been spiritual, even when I was knee high to a grasshopper. I just, I always had a knowing, and I just thought everybody did. And actually, I think everybody can. It's just a matter of practicing and tuning into it. But yeah, even when I was a young child, I would know things, and I wouldn't know how I knew them. I just thought everybody had these thoughts or feelings. And then I never really realized until much later that no, not everybody does. So yeah, it's
Yeah.
interesting.
And you can help them awaken to experiences that maybe they're not aware of, right?
Right,
Laura,
absolutely.
you mentioned Clubhouse. I'm guessing that's a platform of some kind. Could you let the people know what platforms you're on and how to get a hold of you?
I'm in the Ever Mindful room in Clubhouse, and that is an app that you download onto your phone. And then it's several different rooms. So usually I'm in there on Tuesday evenings at 7 p.m. Eastern time, and occasionally Wednesdays, but mostly Tuesdays in the Ever Mindful room, or with a beautiful lady that I work with. She was my moderator for almost 2 years, and then she decided she wanted to open her own room. So I've been venturing out on my own. She sort of pushed me to open the envelope more, and yeah, and so she's doing her own room, and it's called Embrace the Woo. So we're going a little different directions because I'm more scientific, and even though I'm spiritual, I love the science part of it as well. I like to see the proof as well. So yeah, and I like how they're blending together now more than ever. So Tuesday evenings mostly, and otherwise just reach me on my website,
Okay.
which is
I will put the link in the when I post this up, all that information will be there for you. But go ahead and announce it anyhow. It's Anichi.
okay. It's pronounced Enichi. It means things never stay the same. So if you're going through rough times, you can take comfort in knowing it's not always going to be rough. If you're going through good times, you need to maybe pack away for the times that are not so good. So or gain your resilience. So yeah. So what Enichi really means is change, and that's what I feel I'm creating with the emotion code is change. People are becoming more enlightened, and a higher consciousness, which is wonderful.
Right. And for the people that are local, I'm in Southern Ontario. I'm in Milton. Laura, what geographic situation where you are? Where
I
you live, but the Southern Ontario part, so they know.
Yeah, anywhere between Toronto and Niagara Falls, Brantford, all that whole area, the GTA, pretty much all around.
Good. Okay. Any other thing you want to mention, Laura?
I had something, but now I forgot what it was, but that's
Yeah.
okay. It'll come back. Yeah.
We've got your bio and you've explained about emotion code. What I'd like to say is the time is now podcasts that we're doing. Laura will actually do 3 episodes. So on her next episode, we're going to have a guest and Laura will actually demonstrate emotion code and how it works. And she'll talk you all through it. So there's no mystery to it. So look for the second episode to come up soon, but this one will go up within the next couple of days. So can you think of anything, Laura? I've been privileged to have at least 3 sessions of emotion code with Laura. And I'm the kind of guy that Laura goes, Jody, you want an emotion code? No, I'm okay. There's nothing wrong with me. But she never takes that for an answer, right? So I had some pretty big changes in my life. One was I wrote my book. She was part of pushing me along the line with that. So I can vouch for her. I've been in her clubhouse room. I encourage people to go there if you want to really see the experience. It's a free app. You just download it and it's an audio app, so nobody sees you. It's just all done like we're doing our podcast. So I would encourage everybody to do that. I will put Laura's information on the post so you can all see it and be able to contact her. And that's it from my end, Laura. Anything come to mind?
No, I just want to say it's very non-invasive, but I need your permission. I need your permission and I need you to drink water if you want to be part of that process. That's about it.
You mentioned water just like a second ago. Have you ever done emotion code with water for maybe harmonizing or clearing it or charging it or?
Oh, that's interesting. No, I haven't tried that yet because usually I use but that's okay. I'm gonna try that.
Yeah, because everybody
I think I'm gonna try that.
this programmed water, right? Everybody's on programmed water now. Never know.
I know we went through the put crystals in your water, do this, do that, and I was like, yeah. So yeah, and I've put them in, put them around your devices as well, which I find very interesting. And I know that it's changed the water in that way, in the taste and how I feel when I drink it. So, hey, just
it's
shocking.
something to try for the next episode.
All right.
Pretty good. I think we're going to sign off. And Laura, thank you very much for joining us this evening on this podcast. I look forward to the second one. It's going to be very exciting.
My pleasure, Jody. I love spending time with you.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Laura.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.